What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Rogue Trader. Let's go to the Palace of the Atlas, shall we? I think we shall. Obviously, Cassia is coming along with us. That's our team. Let's go. Save when we're down here, I guess. And then check out the map. We can go everywhere. Let's go this way. Versilio representative and a Navis bodyguard. Okay. There's a very noticeable imprint of a long clawed hand on the broken cogitator screen. Why did I hit that button? You wanted to hit that button.
Is there money to be made?
Probably gotta climb down to do that, huh? Yeah, it looks like it. An Aldari sanctum is blemished by human presence. In the pursuit of ancient secrets, the navigators had no qualms about filling the ruins with machinery and supplies.
Was that supposed to be a challenge?
The Versilio navigators left no stone unturned in this Aldari temple. It was as though they were looking for something that they could just not find.
This explorator is blessed with multifunctionality.
I drew Kari, so I guess we'll just dump that.
A space wolf never fails in their
I always
duty.
keep my options open.
Never, Ulfar? Never? That's what he says. We'll have to believe him. If I sound tired today, by the way, I probably am. I got a 22-hour day today. It's gonna be a long day. House Versilio need not know what is taking place here. The navigators are frightened enough by its power as it is. The last experiment left 3 from the Sathala clan without a shred of reason why. Empty shells will bring no glory to House Versilio or its lesser branch. We shall carry on. At last, we have managed to implant the artifact in the subjects who can wield its power. Perhaps all the navigators who perish in the agonizing torrent of energy were merely a symptom of our decline. I am tired of counting the dead. The weak have no place among those who have harnessed the Atlas. Their abilities have grown manifold and become significantly easier to control and more effective at resisting the ruinous influence of the warp. It is all or nothing. Today is the day when my work is completed and the Starway Atlas takes its final form. The Sethalus have already undergone the operation. All that's left is me, the Atlas that controls them all. Today I become the greatest Novator in the history of House Versilio, or I turn to nothing. This power is beyond compare. All it took was a whim to make the wretched Sethalus fall dead at my feet. It is as if I have a second heart beating in my chest, subjugating any with the ability to touch it. How regrettable it is that this power only extends to those Versilio navigators who have accepted a piece of the Atlas within themselves. From now on, all children will be gifted with one at their initiation, and there will be no one who can match our greatness. Why do I have nothing in my inventory? Oh, I was like, wait, what? No, I was like, that's crazy.
Or get
The
left
heart of
in
the
dust.
navigator's camp. This is where Tisiphone Versilio performed her experiments hundreds of years ago. Is it? You guys see this little secret path up here? Hey, how do I get up there? Maybe by going through here? Boom.
Never doubt me.
I would never doubt you. The wearer and their allies are immune to damage from the wearer's grenades. Meh. Krau's bonus? We might need it eventually. We'll throw it in our loot. How do I get up here? Oh, like this.
What happened to you was
Oh, is
just
this the way-
Marajai. There is no pity in my heart for you.
Huh. Why did she just talk about Marjahai like he's here? He's not here. It's like there's areas that you can go to that are just not actually real. Yeah, she's talking to Marjahai and he's not here, so it's unless that's Marjahai, a statue of him, maybe? Maybe.
My success
The rune
was
statues once
inevitable.
depicted pages from the long history of the Aldari.
Keep your wits about you.
Someone removed the data crypt from this dead machine to keep House's secrets safe and leave no information about the experiments that took place here. Okay.
Always keep your eye on the
Sure, we'll be
prize.
running into something soon. There we go. It cannot be. Why here in the middle of the Xenos ruins? Examine the artifact at once. Probably because it's a Xenos artifact. Oh, well. We've been jumped. Begone, renegades. We followed the Atlas's call in your wake, child. Stand with us. House Orsilio will not trade Tisiphony's legacy for the false ideals of blind fools. Uh-oh. You've made it mad. What? What is happening? Well then, that's unfortunate. Come on, Cassia. Resist this stuff. Why are there ghosts appearing? Stop, Xenos. Didn't you promise that you would kill the girl along with her protectors and spare the rest? What is this? The rogue trader and the traitors to the house have lured the child into a trap set by Xenos. I wish my eyes were deceiving me, but now I can see clearly that Great Regent Aranto was right to send us after your vessel. The sturdily built woman is armed with a pistol, and yet there are signs of exhaustion in her posture. Her face is hidden behind a gem-crusted three-eyed mask, and her elaborate Navis Nobilite vestments are stained with dried blood and other evidence of recent combats. I too wish to be enlightened about what is happening here. You will stop defiling the remains of the hallowed ground of our ancestors with your semblance of speech, monkey. The Harlequins' bright clothes glimmer faintly in the dim light of the system's star, and a sinister grin on his mask only adds to the menacing and aloof presence. The final act will soon unfold, where you will pay for the deeds of your ancestors. Stay put and wait for the puppeteer to pull at your strings. Why are there Xenos ruins where the palace of the Atlas should be? Why is this place coated in an impenetrable black mist? I'm suffocating. Cassia clutches her breast near where her Atlas is, her voice feeble and trembling. Three-eyed monkey who sees into Sha'el, the taint of your ancestors has begun to consume your body and soul. Pathetic fools, that insatiable lust for power that is not yours. Ending your misery will be merciful. Taint? Do you mean the Atlas? Xenos traitor? Silence, traitor. The Atlas is the sacred relic of House Orsilio. It is what elevates us above the rest. How dare you? The regent's envoy abruptly loses her breath, and with a groan she clutches her chest where her Atlas is implanted. I refuse to accept this. Impossible. What is this place? We call planets such as this one Crone worlds. They came to be long before my time, back when all the Eldari were a united people whose empire stretched from one edge of the galaxy to the other. It is a world beneath the first stars, an unblighted world. I never thought I would come to find one. I have nothing to add to the outcast's words other than my eternal astonishment at your curious troop, monkey. What is this taint you speak of, Xenos? Do you not see it? The Harlequin's voice booms throughout the ruined temple. When you, monkey, discovered this Crone world, you tainted it with your crude technology, despoiled it of its relics, ruined all there was to the last stone. But worst of all, you sullied the souls of our ancestors reposed in their sacred vessel, the spirit monolith. Oh no. He points his thin finger at the remarkable crystal floating behind his back, and the Harlequins around you tighten the grips on their weapons. Like a sea of bottomless blue, Cassia looks around with a stunned expression, her gaze shifting from one Xenos to another. I did not know that living things could exude such saturated hues. I wish I could paint this ocean a different color. Examining the hovering crystal. The enormous translucent stone shares a strange resonance with this place. You can sense the energy emanating from it, mysterious, restless, coagulated. It resembles a giant heart that has been plucked out of its owner's chest. Its crystal clarity is pierced by hundreds of dark veins that have taken root within it like a terrible illness. How did the navigators of House Orsilio taint the spirit monolith? The experiments. Cassia covers her mouth in horror. This is where she conducted her experiments, Tisiphony. No, it's not possible. To consort with Xenos is to violate the word of the God Emperor. It is known that all Tisiphony Orsilio executed anyone who showed interest in the enemies of humanity. Is that so? Then why is it that every piece of metal or fabric in this place bears our house's coat of arms? Open your eyes. Quiet. The Harlequin's tone is mild, but it is not a request. I'm unsurprised that the truth is hidden from your gazes, three-eyed monkey who see into Sha'el. I realized from the moment I met you, wretched, begging us to help you destroy your own kin. I sensed it within you, our ancestors' call, their pleas, their endless torment. I knew that what you had found was a Crone world, and I humbly waited for the day you would lead me to it. What is the meaning behind your words, Athar, troop master? You know the answer already, outcast. You've always known. What was that about? What answer have you always known? Your lip glowers at Cassia. So that is why your presence make my soul shrink to the size of a river pearl and my throat choke in a collar of thorns. That is why your words seep into my soul like poison, leaving wounds that will not heal. There is a shard of the spirit monolith inside you, monkey, twisted, perverted, invigorating you by making my ancestors suffer. There's someone at my front door. One moment. Sorry about that. Alas, you are right, outcast. The ancestors of the three-eyed monkey sought to command the power of the spirit monolith, and yet they suffered failure time and again. Eventually, they discovered a way to harness this power, a terrible way, torturous and unforgivable. They shattered the monolith into many shards and weakened the souls within, and then the Harlequin trembles with fury. Then they placed the shards of the spirit monolith inside their bodies to empower their abilities. I never wished to learn such harsh truths about my own house. Cassia buries her face in her hands, and you feel waves of despair spreading from her lithe frame, which suddenly appears as fragile as glass. Neither Theodora von Valancius nor Tisiphone was infallible, but that doesn't mean we are powerless to rectify the errors of our ancestors. You say that only because you wish to soothe me, she smiles faintly. The renegade navigator stares at Cassia in shock. You are more than just a tyrant's heir, you are a successor to a mad heretic, a betrayer of the faith. You must be destroyed, you and the Atlas, once and for all. You think the solution is so easy, don't you, monkey? When you die, your souls become captives inside the spirit monolith. This process is deranging to our ancestors who served as the monolith's guardians for eons. It is equally agonizing to the souls of your dead, and the more monkey souls the monolith absorbs, the more volatile it becomes. The Alari and the monkey have spent many a dance battling for supremacy within the monolith, and its integrity is waning. You sense it too. The only way to free our ancestors from pain is to separate the monkey taint from the spirit monolith. My troop is here to perform just that. We will play our parts today, and when the final act of this age-long tragedy begins, the monkey players will exit the world stage. Sinister shadows dance on the Harlequin's mask as he draws an unknown device from his sleeve. Is there no way whatsoever to separate the navigator's souls from those of the Aldari without killing one another? The Xenos thinks for a moment. You, monkey, have desecrated our ancient world. I see no reason to assist you in the final dance. Save the navigators from death and you have a powerful ally among humans. Perhaps. The three-eyed monkey who seemed to Sha'el could be of some use to the troop. They do not fear the realm of she who thirsts. They cut through it on their steel-winged birds. They even found their way to a Crone world that was hidden from our sight. The Harlequin lowers his head in thought. Your words are harmonious, monkey, but what will your companions say? Cassia gives you a grateful nod and turns to the Harlequin troop. I cannot change the past, it is true, nor can I change the fact that my house is forever tainted with disgrace born of Tisiphone or Cilio's hubris. Yet, all of us here today have the power to change the future and halt the unending suffering that is drowning both your kin and mine. You suggest that the monkey and the Aldari change the future together? The Harlequin leans forward curiously. I must admit, my leading lady, I am confounded by your audacity. Go on. My Atlas. Cassia places a hand on her gilded breastplate. If you can free the phantoms of my house from the spirit monolith, guide them to enter my Atlas. Their experience and wisdom will help steer House Orsilio onto the paths of truth and allow future generations to avoid the calamitous pitfalls of their forebears. Okay, Morag, my leading lady, the shards of the monolith are large inside the chest of every monkey bound to you by ties of blood. How exactly do you intend to return them? I shall use the Atlas to sever my subject's connection to the spirit monolith, and then I shall extract its shard from every navigator of House Orsilio. This artifact is implanted at birth, but that does not mean that the ritual cannot be reversed. I witnessed its creation through Tisiphone's eyes in my visions. I lived it over and over again. Through the memories of the Sathala clan, I can recreate the ritual that will return the souls of your kin to you and save my people's lives. Cassia, are you really capable of this? I am confident in my abilities more so than ever. There's another path, my lady, here and now. Cast your house's troubles. No, I can't do that. Seldom do humans and Xenos get a chance to resolve their conflicts without violence. I second Lady Cassia's proposal. Harlequin remains as still as a garish statue for several minutes. Then the malicious voice behind the mask says, I'm willing to try, monkey. No, the regent envoy draws her pistol. I won't let you destroy the Atlas. Even if the child's wish, Lady Orsilio, you are too young, inexperienced. You simply cannot comprehend. You address the future Novator of House Orsilio, one who survived the massacre of Uric V, who has lived following an attempt on her life at the Palace of Dragonus, who has restored her house's stability in what scant time she has been free, while you, all of you, have spent years destroying it from within. You address one who has passed to the tempest of the Sea of Souls, to the true Atlas as a rogue trader's ally, yet you still call me unworthy, don't you? Young, inexperienced. Kneel before me, and I shall forgive you your insolence. Nice. 145% chance there. House Orsilio was always loyal to Novator's Tisiphone. Henceforth, that she'll be loyal to her successor, even if you see fit to lead us down a different path, my lady. The navigator's voice trembles with reverence. Are you done with your performance, monkey? Then stand aside and do not interrupt. I can feel it again, the tranquility. The ancestral souls have found peace, and corruption no longer endangers the monolith of this world. The Harlequins' narrow shoulders now look completely relaxed. Remember our agreement, Cassia or Celio. We will soon meet in this place again so that you can give us the shards. And now, be gone from our world, monkey. Well, no, there was loot. I need to get... Okay, I was like, I need to get the loot. I could have taken them. Probably in one round. But that's okay.
A trivial task.
This was a piece of an altar that the ancient Aldari used for some long-forgotten ritual.
I have learned much
The
in my
Aldari
exile.
gods once walked among them, teaching, guiding, protecting them
something nearby.
from harm. There were no boundaries between mortal creatures and their patrons. Whoa. Yeah, take that. Upgrade? I think so. That's wild. Plus 20. As opposed to plus 5 and 10 and plus 15 and 10. Yeah, that's crazy. So glad we found that. Need to talk about? The purified monolith shines like a guiding star, and waves of calm and relief wash over the hearts of those who step
I always have a
close.
backup plan.
Time-worn manuscript. There was a time when I believed that I would lead my house to prosperity, and truth, fortune, and blessings have long since been passing us by, as if the Koronus Expanse itself is trying to out the Orcelio children from its bounds. If nothing changes in the near future, all of us will wither like night flowers at dawn, or perhaps face our ultimate fall. Upon my word, the Sea of Souls itself must favor me. During the last jump, I saw into the eye of the vicious storm. Within it, amid the ruins of the Xenos world, was a treasure mighty and dangerous, not unlike our own power, and I found a way to reach it. I drive away the memory of our journey and the cost that our house suffered. The ritual alone was no matter. The goal will be worth the price, and due effort is all that is needed of us. By the grace of the Emperor, we made it through that terrible tempest. However, the Aldari ruins appear to have dampened the crew's spirits. Those pitiful commoners talk too much. Tensions in the camps are rising. I should cut out the tongues of those who witnessed the first experiments. This information cannot be allowed to reach the ship. No, not just them. I shall have the Sathala clan dock the tongue of every lowborn. I kind of know why they cut their tongues, I guess, now.
Rise to the top.
Come on, Yula.
Or get left in the dust.
Too hard
According to the
for a
faded
simple
glyphs, the
monkey.
statue depicts an Aldari hero who created 100 worlds and twice as many stars. Looks like that's everything. Time to leave. How do we leave, though? I would imagine down here. There we go. Found it.
Not dawdle.
Oh, that's probably going to be where I pause and bring you back when something new happens, guys. I'll see you guys in a minute. And by in a minute, I mean almost immediately, because but now we need to talk to Cassia on the bridge of the voidship. So, yeah. Let's do that right quick. You know, right quick as in load faster, game. You can do it. There you go. Good job. Cassia, Cassia, Cassia. Let's save.
How nice of you to grace me with your presence. I was just thinking back to our journey to the Palace of the Atlas. That is, to the world of Xenos. Remembering that most reckless act has enveloped my mind in a whole palette of hues. But when I think of the great risk you took for House Orcelio's and my own sake, an azure shawl instantly descends on my shoulders, and amber sparks flash inside my soul. Please accept my sincerest gratitude.
So now you're the full-fledged Novator of House Orcelio.
You of all people should know that succession is a lengthy and tiresome process. While my entire house is busy preparing for a grand council at which I am to ceremonially inherit the late Tisiphone's title, I have decided to remain by your side, to relish just a little more of this carefree liberty. For as soon as I am summoned to do my duty, we must say our farewells.
What awaits the navigators of your house now?
The Xenos have managed to free the souls of our ancestors from their confinement. The memory and wisdom of those that came before us will serve our house, helping build upon the ruins of the present a firm foundation for generations to come. I believe in that, as I believe in the divine light of the Emperor.
Now the entire power of the Atlas is in the Noviter's hands.
I suppose so, if by power you mean priceless knowledge. As for the special powers granted by the Xenos souls, the navigators of House Orcelio will once again have to contend with their own bodily and spiritual limitations. However, I am undaunted by the prospect, for our line and our gene have never been weak. House Orcelio will succeed, and soon we will rise again, draped in white and gold.
I'd like to discuss other business.
Of course. I will try to answer any questions you have.
I have nothing.
I have enjoyed your company.
Yes, great company. All right, now I'll bring you guys back when something new happens. Lord Captain, the Security Watch reports that Lady Orcelio is on our way to her chambers. I will see to it that no one interrupts your private conversation. Oh my. Is it time? Oh my. Take notes, everyone. Let's see how this works.
Are you still toiling? They sounded the signal hours ago. You might overstrain yourself at this rate.
Sleep eludes you too, I see.
And I am afraid I am looking at the reason why. The time I have spent with you has been the most cherished time of my life. You have freed me from the shackles of fear and disgust at myself. I no longer look away from the mirror. I am not ashamed of my powers, and I do not intend to hide from the world inside the cocoon I once built around myself. You have shown me the world, without pretense, the way it truly is. Cruel, unfathomed, treacherous, and full of the most beautiful things. And I've realized that life is not at all like the books we read. Each one of us writes their own story, as best they can, be it with ink, blood, paint on a canvas, or a blade that cuts the air. And I want... by the resplendent throne, I want to write my story together with you.
This is a crazy response. Let's do it. Get down on one knee, my lady. Hearing these words from you is my greatest blessing.
Do you promise to love me till the end of our days?
Whisper. Will you?
Let this night be my answer to you.
Oh my. Bow chicka bow wow. The moment you cross the threshold of your chambers, and Cassia once again finds herself in your embrace, the world around you erupts into hundreds of colorful streaks. Scarlet, emerald, azure, gold, pale pink. The hues of emotions dance around you in an intoxicating waltz as they emanate from your heated bodies. Shower her with kisses. How I've waited for this moment. Cassia's body is engulfed in dark pink flames of pleasure, but the fire does not burn your lips. Each breath escapes in a cloud of resplendent silver, and you lose yourselves in the whirlpool of pure hues and desires. Lower her onto the bed. Allow me to see every color of your being. Cassia rests on the satin cover, and your bodies are enveloped in a whirlwind of pale blue. Pink bashfulness hangs in the air, stoked by flashes of scarlet and gold.
I love you.
I love you too. I'd found my true love after trying all of them. Gotta try everything
I wish I could
once.
stay with you a little longer.
All right. Don't mind the carvings in my bed. It'd be okay. Just don't look at those. Oh, all right, guys. I'll bring you back when something new happens again. All right, guys. This is where we're supposed to be. Let's go help the Cognizance fleet, shall we? Let's save as we go to help the Cognizance fleet, though. I almost want to cut it before we land, or when we land, maybe, because I want to kind of do that planet next. Lord Captain, the united corps of the explorators and the militia forces ready to attack the heretics who took over Euphrates II. The commanders recognize the Lord Inquisitor's sanction and agree to cede the right of supreme command to you. They ask you to summon a council of war in order to establish a plan of attack. How should we respond? Summon them to the bridge. We will hold a council. Consider it done, your lordship. I'll notify the commanders that you are ready to meet with them. I'm wondering how close this is to the end of Act 4. Void ship bridge. Another space wolf. Sick. The leader of the explorator warriors appears on the bridge, and the bulkhead trembles beneath his metal gate. He has acquired a new set of fearsome armor since the last the two of you met, and his mechadendrites are now fitted with the more formidable weapons of destruction. Unit Opticon 22 initiating identification, official greeting procedure, unlocking the option of strategic data exchange. The Emperor's angel, who follows in his wake, is clad in the armor of the color of the tempestuous ocean. You hear his voice, throaty and brimming with untamed boldness and strength. Which one of you Huskarls is Gregor von Valancius? I am Thorvald Ironhide, and I wish to see the mortal who is granted the honor of leading my pack into battle. Thorvald Ironhide, you face Gregor von Valancius. Thorvald takes a measure of you and nods in satisfaction. I know the habits of a warrior when I see one. You're no indolent joke? I'm assuming joke, but I don't know how to pronounce it. Good, I give my approval. You will hunt the sorry heretics together. You haven't changed, brother Thorvald, uppity and brazen without measure, and you carry yourself on another drecker like it is your own. The wolf bursts into booming laughter and bares his long fangs. Such is the breed of leaders, Ulfar, we stand out. 'Tis you, Everlost, who can't find his way when the sun is right over your head. Another explosion of Thorvald's boisterous laughter drowns out Ulfar's stifled yet furious string of curses. Opticon 22, how did you go from overseeing logistics to commanding armies? This command promotion hierarchy status update was executed following the death, decommissioning, deconstruction of the ship Teeth of the Wrathgear. The fleet's war conclave was operating aboard the vessel. Unit Opticon 22 received premature rank promotion modernization to Magos Dominus based on his extensive catalog of recorded combat engagements. May your service benefit from the updated protocols that were bestowed upon you and a new analytical data that was entrusted to your elucidation. May the Omnissiah guide operate this unit in his cause, mission, algorithm of service to him. Let us commence this war council. What good is another war council with a cog priest who knows not the joys of battle, who cut off his parts and replaced them with augments to please his all-knowing master? He will propose again a cowardly plan unworthy of warriors, as the custom of his brethren. Registering a show of impertinence, data insufficiency in regards to the military craft eradication methods of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Hello. Newcomer. Are you having another fight, gentlemen? How predictable. A woman in power armor walks onto the bridge with an air of superiority around her. You remember seeing her before in the retinue of Xavier Calcazar when he barged into your chambers after the Magni Assessio. Thank you for not starting without me. Acolyte Ashara, dispatched by the Lord Inquisitor to facilitate the operation on Euphrates II. My privileges on the War Council are those of an advisor. Heinrichs and Ashara exchange glances but do not say a word. You cannot help but notice the furrow that forms on the interrogator's forehead at the sight of his colleague. So, shall we begin our war council, or rather we wait for the heretics to corrupt this planet completely? Ashara, why are you here? The Lord Inquisitor entrusted me with the task of forging an alliance between the assembled fleet and the forces of the Cognizance fleet. Once this task is complete, I am to act as an observer and a special operative. And what are your responsibilities as a special operative? I'm afraid the Lord Inquisitor did not give me the authority to elaborate on this matter. There's no surprise in my heart. The Inquisition is, as always, too ashamed of its dark deeds to reveal them to honorable fighters. Thorvald makes a show of spitting on the floor. Why did Calcazar choose you? I happen to have some experience with large-scale bloodshed, Rogue Trader, that, and I never fail to deliver results. What troops can you spare to reinforce our army? The militia forces have already been transferred to Opticon 22. All I have left under my command is a tactical unit explicitly instructed to carry out the Lord Inquisitor's special assignments. I see. It's about time we moved on to discussing how we intend to kill the heretics. I need a complete report on the situation at the front. Euphrates II is a forge world. Manufactorums and extractiums take up most of its service. Upon corrupting them, disrupting their production algorithm, the heretics enhance their ranks with possessed mechanisms and false, defective, traitorous Skitari, whose protocols were disfigured with indoctrinating scrapped code. Our forces have secured minor footholds on the surface, but are unable to deliver an effective blow to the headquarters operation center of the profaners in the machine cathedral at the heart of the Manufactorum Sigma S13. According to the available data, it is the current location of the Arch Heretic, Termination Target, the Dark Apostle, or Elan the Cruel. We may outnumber the enemy, but ours is a poor warband. All it has is steel carls of the Omnissiah and scantily trained serfs from across the expanse. While our foe is detestable, but nevertheless deadly putrid-hearted traitors from the ranks of the Word-Bearers, and their vessels protect the machine cathedral from orbit. Why have you not still commenced planetary assault? There is a conflict, critical error, categorical lack of understanding of the imperatives of this operation with our chain of command. Unit Thorbold Ironhide is in favor of the strategy of mass destruction, which would constitute an unacceptable violation of the right of operation. Every square meter of the Manufactorums is sacred of high protectivity value. Which is why the Cog Priest is so intent on hindering and sabotaging our assault by refusing us forces and landing Drekkers. But Thorbold Ironhide won't fight on the terms of priests. If my battle plan is rejected, the Omnissiah servants can retake the planet themselves. Maybe they think their lives mean nothing compared to the precious cathedrals, but a wolf knows what his life is worth. Opticon 22. I must say my curiosity is piqued. The explorators are hiding something on that planet, something you refuse to show anyone and are now loath to destroy. What is it? Tech Priest Fox creaks stubbornly. Request denied. The Omnissiah's mysteries procedures conducted on Euphrates II are to remain undisclosed according to the protocol vow of preservation of the hallowed from the profane. This is why on Fenris we have the priests follow the warriors, not the other way around. The priests never think about the battle ahead, only their tenets and taboos. But a wolf will only think of battle and his enemy's death, not about preserving cathedrals or counting the trophies that await him. Opticon 22, what do you propose our plan should be? Our strategic analysis points toward a full-scale offensive as the optimal course of action. The losses among the troops and significant personnel lady will be numerous but will not exceed acceptable parameters. Replenishing such losses will be less arduous than restoring the damage that may otherwise come to the Manufactorums. Thorvald, what would you do if you were in command? I would rain down vengeful skies upon the enemy. I would plow the land of Euphrates with shells shatter their defenses, level the fortified towers, throw their host into disarray, and in that whirlwind of fury, I would lead my glorious pack to pave a path of blood for the Cog Carls. I've heard your opinions. Choose your strategy wisely. It's not every day you get to heed the advice of a seasoned warrior, one chosen by the All-Father himself to bring death to the foes of humanity. You two do not get along well, do you? You read hearts like they're inscribed with runes, Gregor. Thorvald lets out a mocking chuckle. 'Tis true, my brothers and I grow tired of this Cog Priest and his naysay. For whatever reason, he thinks himself our lord. I concur with this statement. Given that the military action, sacred prerogative, crusade, eradication procedure takes place on a world devoted to the machine god, Unit Opticon 22 insists on his privileged status in the matter of strategy selection. Answer me this, Thorvald. If Opticon 22 were to come to Fenris and start ordering you around, what would you do? The Space Wolf bellows with an unpleasant laughter. I would like to see him try. Fine, I hear you. No one accused Thorvald Ironhide of disrespecting the masters of the house where he arrived as a guest. You will hear no more arguing from me, only silence. I will kill the heretics in the manner chosen by the esteemed Cog Priest. And I shall now present to you the plan of our assault on Euphrates II. The first step is obvious. We eliminate the machine cathedral's orbital support, but what planetary assault strategy we will choose while following the destruction? We will begin by bombarding the enemy positions, then advance cautiously. We must conserve our troops. Send in everybody! I don't want to say it. We must conserve our troops. Your plan bores me. This is not the Space Wolves' way of war, but such a cowardly strategies are the limit of the Omnissiah's Carls, so you have my approval. My pack will do all that's asked of it and stand at the vanguard of the assault. Until we meet on the field of battle, Gregor. Thorvald looks at Ulfar with a smirk, and I say the same to you, Ulfar, ever lost. 'Tis a pity your pack will not share in this glorious victory with us. Ulfar lets a bestial grumble and says to you, the boastful Grishoff talks too much about my pact. He knows where my brothers are. I can smell it. Before we dive into the carnage, summon him to your ship and let me question him. I wish to hear what he knows, while he still hasn't lost the blathering tongue to the heretics. Strategy confirmed is optimal. Updating the Skitari tactical programs, transmitting this unit's general blessing authorization for offensive action. The Lord Inquisitor will be delighted at the news that some of the semblance of order was established in the command. I wish you luck, Rogue Trader. Thank you, thank you. Now, how does one draw him to, like, how do I summon him? Ulfar wishes to, maybe, like, I just go talk to Ulfar, maybe? Ulfar, where are you? There you are. Hello, Ulfar, my buddy old pal of mine.
Let us raise our cups at Vater.
Why do you wish to meet with Thorvald?
Deed, if anyone knows where my pack brothers are now, he does. But it is not right to speak of such things within others' hearing. That is why I thought it better to keep silent at the War Council.
Inform Thorvald that he is invited aboard the ship.
I thank you, et Vater.
Thorvald has not come alone, but with a young brother in arms. With a mocking glance at Ulfar, he bellows, Thorvald Ironhide is here. Why have you summoned me, rogue traitor? Speak to me. Ulfar's usual brash joviality has evaporated from his voice. Know you, Thorvald, whether the path of battle has led my pack to the baleful Howl. You haven't lost your pack, have you ever lost? The young wolf's voice is strong and insolent and richly melodic. He tilts his head in mocking concern, watching Ulfar's complexion change to match the violent shade of his hair. Do you know where Ulfar's pack is? Feasting with the Allfather in the Hall of Heroes, I reckon, with their yod filled with horns to the brim, as valor and loyalty did fill their hearts. Lies! Did you see their bodies? Which of the brothers will avow the truth of these words? Ironhide never lies. The young wolf's arm cuts through the air like an axe and angrily points at Ulfar. And you, Everlost, watch your tongue unless you want my dagger to deliver a penance of eternal silence upon you. No, we did not see their bodies, but we heard their ranting and raving, which can only lead to the jaws of the Morkai. I'd like to know more details. In the battle in which Everlost, Arnulf, and Skadai were captured by the Xenos, the baleful Howl took prisoners of their own. Under torture, the captive Xenos gives up the star coordinates where they would go next. Some important meeting, it seems. The place was far away, deep in the uncharted regions where the servants of the Allfather would have never ventured. And your brothers decided to go there. No navigators would dare lead them to these dark places, so your brothers seized a trading boat and voyaged there without a helmsman. So you abandoned them to their grueling march? Ulfar's voice drops to a menacing rasp. Lower your hackles. I urge them not to throw away their lives. In vain. Nothing but death could await them among the malevolent stars. We all came here to serve the Allfather and repay our blood debt, not to die for naught, or have you forgotten that, Everlost? We did not have a chance to talk properly at the council. I wanted to meet you. Ha, of course you did. Who would miss a chance to strike up a friendship with the illustrious leader of the equally illustrious Stormbiters? Go on, Hallbrand, recite the saga of my exploits, and make sure to include the landing in the Void Kraken's mouth. This is Hallbrand, the brave, the most sonorous voice in my pack. Thorvald nods at the tall wolf, who seems to radiate the proud vigor of a warrior. I think you meant to say Hallbrand the braggart. No, for his verses often weave together the truth with his own flights of fancy. Ulfar smiles vindictively with a viciousness utterly unbecoming of the angel of the Emperor. Now it is Hallbrand's turn to blush. Thornbald chuckles. Thank you for the correction, Everlost. I reckon we can do without the saga. Why do you call Ulfar Everlost? You do not know? I'm not surprised. Brother Ulfar does not care for the moniker. He has had it since the early years in the chapter, when Ulfar underwent his trial for the Cup of the Wolfen. He took so much longer than the others that the rune priest gave him up for lost. Later, he received grievous wounds in the raids that sent him into the stasis sleep for a long time. Anytime we would pay a visit to the baleful Howl, we would ask, where is Brother Ulfar? And he was always resting, and recently, he went missing altogether, lost after an attack on Xenos. Thorvald grins mockingly, his long fangs glinting. And forget not to tell of the dire curse that the Yor was laid upon the mighty Ulfar. No good death of him is fated, only to one day be lost, bereft of glory and honor. Hallbrand declaims the line so sonorously, then powerfully the bulkheads begin to vibrate. Any who cross his path, let him regale and gladly that proud warrior, Hallbrand Blatherskite, singer of rumors, a fine tattler of tall tales, for he has glimpsed no worthy deeds in his short life. Damn. Ulfar, what will you do with this knowledge? I will not test our friendship, Avatar. I know that if I call upon you to go with me in search of my pack, I will be taking you from more important battles and saving your home. So I will go alone and seek my brothers, but I will not abandon you in your hour of need. I owe you. When we have defeated your enemies, I will follow you and leave the trail. That trail is bloody and has a long since gone cold, Brother Ulfar. There is no need to add another body to its tally. As the leader of the Stormbiters, I call you to our pack. Be a brother to us now. Ulfar gives a peaceably smiling Thorvald a penetrating look, his face darkening and his voice dropping low to a bestial snarl. Have you lost your mind, Thorvald? Perhaps it is you that has lost your mind if you're daring to speak so insolently to Ironhide. Hallbrand's insinuating tone is dripping with such menace that even the drawing of a sword could not have made his threat any clearer. What makes you so certain they are dead? When the baleful howl was setting off, we exchanged gifts. Our pack runes. Every 10th watch, a priest cast the runes and saw what fate they revealed. 50 watches after the baleful howl left, the runes showed calamity. 60 watches after they left, death. Since then, the runes have been voiceless and their patterns hold no meaning. And that's it. The spirits deceive you. Your priests went a little soft in the head and forgot how to read his runes, and for that you give my pack up for the dead? Cowards. The runes do not lie, Ulfar, and you know this. I'm sorry about your brothers, but their fate is clear. Why do you want Ulfar to join your pack? He is our brother. He should not be left to wander the galaxy in the company of ordinary mortals or alone. Wolves are like sharp knives. We hone ourselves against each other, and without brothers, Ulfar will rust and grow dull. Be with us, Ulfar. We will take you in. Go to hell, Thorvald. They'll take you in there. Ulfar is right. He is loyal to his brothers. Stay out of wolf business, rogue trader. I will not reveal the coordinates of the place to where your brothers traveled. Respect your alpha, Ulfar. That is an order. You're quick to call yourself my leader, Thorvald. Go and bark commands at your pups. Who are you calling a pup, Everlost? Unlike your pathetic pack, we will soon go into battle and accomplish great deeds. But you, coward that you are, you will shirk your duty. Ulfar Halbrandt's roars merge into a single word. Duel. A duel is a fine thing. A harsh shout drowns out the two wolves who are ready to lunge at each other. Quiet, both of you. I've forgotten where you are. Holmgang can only take place on solid ground, not on a boat. The void and the warp are treacherous and unfit to host a duel of the worthy. And secondly, I am your superior, Ulfar, and so I'm not asking you, but ordering you to back up your chest beating with deeds. If the baleful Howl pack is alive, as you say, let it march with the Stormbiters in the assault of Euphrates II. Let it display the valor all the stories tell of. Will you stand alone for all your brothers, or have you gone soft? Awareness test. The wolf's leader's tone may be threatening, but you notice a slight glint in his eyes. Ulfar, on the other hand, is growling furiously with no matching twinkle in his gaze. We'll see about that. I will prove the Stormbiters will never be a match for the Baleful Howl Avatar. I must be at your side when we depart for the assault. Promise me that you will grant me this honor. I promise, Ulfar. We will march into battle together. You prove that your words carry more weight than a battle axe. I will tell you where your brothers went. If you fail, you will submit. Thorvald's lips curve into a superior smile. Nice. So now we gotta do this, and we gotta do this. But we'll be doing those next time. That's gonna be this one. I'll see you all in the next one.